Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to episode 13 of the Baseline. I'm back, Eddie Montanez, here with my colleague Zach Savanchik, and we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start off with Trevor Bauer signs with Japan's Yokohama Bay Stars, and I saw a lot of things on TikTok and YouTube. I was really looking into this, and I saw something that in Japan they use different baseballs. I saw that their seams are different and the balls bigger. I think by like an inch or something. And we all know that Trevor Bauer loves advantages. He was a big part of the sticky tack stuff that happened in like 2018 when he won Cy Young, 2019, 2020, whenever it was that he won Cy Young, there was a big thing
2021
about,
Cy Young.
yeah, when he won Cy Young, there's a big thing about him using sticky tack and all these foreign substances to help his spin rate. And he loves advantages. And I think over there in Japan, he's honestly gonna win every possible award that a pitcher could win. I think he's gonna dominate there. And what do you got to say about that?
I mean, I seen he signed 1 year deal with them. I know he said he was excited to play over there. I mean, I'm glad to see Trevor Bauer's coming back, starting to get into baseball again. I mean, I know he has his YouTube pages and stuff. He does content. I'm a big fan of that. But the article I saw when they were talking about it, it seemed like they were talking too much about the stuff that went on with him, why he's no longer with the Dodgers, which I understand some shit happened, but they need to start focusing more on his talents as a baseball player because he is an extremely good pitcher. I think he could come back in the MLB and dominate again, but I don't know. I mean, I'm glad to see him getting back into it. Just hopefully, maybe one day we'll see him back in the MLB again after this stint with Japan.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people also say that after his stunt in Japan, like a lot of people in the MLB forgive and forget. Like Odubel Herrera, for example, the guy beat the hell out of his wife, and he came back and was a Philly for how long? No one gave a shit. Like I feel like the same thing's gonna happen with Bauer. He's gonna go over there in Japan, dominate, win every award possible, probably, and then teams are gonna see that and be like, all right, the guy still has it. Let's bring him over, give him a little contract, see what he could do, and if not, let's trade his ass. Like I think that's probably what's gonna happen. And going off what you said about him doing content, I really agree with that as well. I think it's gonna be really cool to see like all the different things in Japan. Like I'm sure he's gonna be posting a lot of YouTube videos and stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Like it's gonna just be really cool to see like the environment and just the atmosphere that over there in Japan because obviously we see it on TV. They hit a home run. They're bat flipping the bat 500 feet. They're bat flipping the bat on the ball. So I definitely think that like what you said about this content stuff, like it's not only gonna it's on I think it's gonna help his popularity as well, just for the plain fact that I feel like the content he's gonna start bringing out, especially over there in Japan with all these young players that we might see in the MLB one day, I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, like I know when he was with the Dodgers, he did a lot of content like around the clubhouse and around the stadium and stuff like that. I mean, that was cool to see. So hopefully he does something along those lines in Japan as well. Going around town, going around the stadium, going around the clubhouse. It'd be different to see the Japanese, clubhouses and stuff rather than the MLB United States ones. But yeah, I mean, I think his personality is going to be different over there for them too. He strikes someone out. He does the whole, sword thing. He's confident. He's cocky. And that's why he's so fun to watch. I want to see how they're going to react to that over there. Or maybe he won't be as cocky and, his personality there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all you're saying, and especially with the stuff like he's so entertaining on the mound. Like we all saw what he could do. He's pounding his chest, cracking open fake beers. Like, and in Japan, like they love the excitement and energy. So I definitely think he's gonna bring that there. Like we're seeing these guys hit home runs, and like I said 30 seconds ago, they're flipping the bat in the stands. So I definitely feel like he's gonna bring that energy. He's gonna just feel like he's gonna just fit in. I think. He's gonna take a little bit to understand the language, obviously, because it's Japan. Not everyone's gonna understand him. He's not gonna understand. Not a lot of people are gonna understand him. He's not gonna understand them. It's gonna be really hard for him to piece it all together at first to the new environment, but after a while, I really think he's gonna really like it, and I think Japan to really pan out for him.
Yeah, I think the fans over there all like him. They like you said, they have fun with games. They don't take it as serious as the MLB does. you flip a bat in the MLB or you do something like that, like Trevor Bauer, with the sword, people take that personally, and then it causes issues. And people start fighting and arguing. Like over there, they have more fun with it. So I mean, hopefully, maybe he'll fit in over there. Maybe he'll draw a big crowd over there.
Now, off that top, we're gonna move on to Jose Quintana will not return before July. He will undergo surgery. I was reading on this, and the guy had a cancer scare. So, honestly, as a Mets fan, I'm more happy to hear that the guy doesn't have cancer than that he's going to be able to pitch for us. Because I'm happy for the fact he doesn't have cancer, obviously, because people in my family have had cancer, and it sucks. So I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. So, but I think McGill or David Peterson's going to handle the 4th spot. I think Cookie's going to I think, honestly, Carrasco might move up to the 4, and then David Peterson or Tyler McGill might just be the 5. But whoever one of them isn't the starter, I really do believe that they're going to be a key bullpen pitcher for us to eat innings. If a pitcher doesn't do good at the start, I feel like one of them will just come in and do really good out the bullpen. Or if they start the game, like last year, both of them started a good bit. McGill got hurt at the beginning of the year. I think he started about like 4 or 5 games before he got hurt, but it was pretty solid. He started opening day for us, and it was pretty good. So I definitely think, in my opinion, I would go with McGill just for the fact that we could get on the because we trusted him last year to be our opening day starter. Why not start him? Why not trust him for the number 4 spot? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I definitely think that Peterson or McGill, I don't think this will affect us that much. Like I said, I'm happy the guy doesn't have cancer. And I don't know. I don't think this will affect the Mets that much, honestly.
No, I mean, obviously, it's you don't want to see a guy that you just picked up. You don't really get to see him pitch yet much for his. I mean, obviously, everyone was excited to see him come up pitch for the Mets. But like you were saying, you got Peterson, you have McGill. I don't think either one of those, either one of them would be a bad option for a 5-hole pitcher. But like I said, it was last week about Vigo came in, was part of that, was a 5-person no-hitter. So obviously he's not a bad pitcher. He can pitch, in big situations like that. So I don't know. I think my opinion, I'd probably take Big Hill over Peterson, but like I said, you guys know more about that than I do. I'm not too knowledgeable about the Mets guys.
Yeah, this is it. I just saw that during his start during the Cardinals on March 5th that he some his rib area, and then like he underwent like test, and it showed that he was really close to having cancer, and like he's just gonna have to get the surgery, and he's not gonna pitch for 3 months. So what I think will honestly end up happening is if he comes back, but if McGill or Peterson are doing good in his absence, I feel like we're just gonna throw in the bullpen for this year at least.
Yeah, that's what I was going to hit on. I said maybe if he comes back, they'll probably just use him as a bullpen arm, depending on how, like you said, the other guys are doing. But I mean, even when he comes back, I can't see them bringing him in as a 5-hole with all the shit that he's been going through already. Probably let him have this season to rest, kind of get more comfortable again. But I don't know. We'll see what goes on, I guess.
All right. On to the next topic. Oswald Peraza is most likely going to be the opening day starting shortstop for the Yankees. I know you have a couple things to say about this, so
yeah,
I'll hear it.
Yeah. So I was reading into that. Don't get me wrong. Peraza came up last year, played. I don't know. I think it was 46. I don't know, some games with us. He didn't do terrible. I mean, he batted .306, had a home run, and 49 at bats, which I mean isn't bad for a guy that wasn't up long. But spring training so far, he's 3 for 12. So, and then you have Anthony Volpe coming up, crushing the ball, playing absolutely insane. And I know Cashman said it's not 100% a done deal yet. If Volpe keeps, performing the way he is, there's a fair chance that they're going to bring him up and, keep Peraza back in the minors yet. And I saw something else about that with IKF. They may just use IKF as a utility player this year. And now that Harrison Bader's out for, I think, 6 weeks, it's going to be weird moving people around the outfield. I think they're going to have Judge and center, IKF kind of playing here and there, left to right. But yeah, I mean, it seems like there's going to be a lot of moving around with IKF this year. In my opinion, I think they should bring Volpe up, let him do what he's going to do, and see how it works out. If it doesn't work out for them, which I don't see it not working out, they could always bring Peraza up or just keep IKF there until Peraza gets more comfortable or comfortable enough to bring him up.
Yeah, I see them starting Peraza just because like he had experience from last year. Like you said, he had 49 at bats, batted at 306, which isn't horrible which is really good for 49 at bats.
It's not bad.
So I definitely think it's just for the plain fact that Peraza has more experience. I definitely think Volpe should definitely have a chance to start there because he's been ripping in spring training. I've honestly liked watching him in spring training. Him and Dominguez have been two of my favorite people to watch in spring training, to be completely honest. So I definitely think Volpe will get a shot if Peraza doesn't do his part at the start of the season, but I just think they're giving the Peraza the nod just because he came up last year. He played pretty good for those 46 games off those stats you told me. So I definitely think that just for the plain fact Peraza has more experience in playing in the major leagues. And how I said 2 pods ago, like everyone's saying, oh, they're not facing as good pitching, blah, blah, blah. Peraza obviously faced pretty good pitchers last year because he got called up during the season, not spring training.
Yeah.
Volpe is doing this against pitchers that are not in the MLB. Some are, obviously, but some that are fighting for a chance to be in the MLB. But I don't think you could take that away from the fact that Volpe is an absolute monster. Like, every time I see something on him, he's like 2 for 4, 2 for 3 with a stolen base, a double. Like, it's not like the guy's only hitting for singles and stealing bases for you. The guy's stealing bases and hitting at a early rate, at a power rate too. He's hitting doubles and singles, and doubles and home runs like almost every other game too. So I definitely think Volpe should definitely get a chance. But like I said, it's just Peraza probably has more experience up there. And I don't know. But I also want to touch on Dominguez. Like, what I've seen him doing every day, I go on Instagram, the guy's hitting the nuke. Like, his bat speed is crazy. Like, I wanted to touch on that. That guy's bat speed is ridiculous. The Yankees have really good people coming up for them in the next couple of years. They're going to be scary. I feel like we've been saying this a lot. This team could make the World Series this year. Like, they're really good. Rodon's, we're going to touch on this after this, but Rodon start the season on ILs, it's probably going to suck for you guys because you already lost Tuz and now you lost Rodon. So now you're going to have probably Schmidt and Ehrman to be the 4 and 5 because we're going to bump Severino, obviously. So, like, the Yankees could really be good as long as once Rodon comes back from IL, if Peraza is playing at the rate they want him to play at, if there's no need to bring up Volpe, because I don't think they will, because Gleyber Torres, and in my opinion, he's a top 5 second baseman. So I think that the Yankees do something really going for us here. I hate the Yankees coming from a Mets fan. Like, this hurts me to say this, but I do think the Yankees are going to be one of the best teams, not only this year, but in the next 4 or 5 years, 10 years, just for the plain fact that they have Oswald Peraza, who's a beast, Anthony Volpe, who's a beast. If they could keep Oswaldo Cabrera, and if he pans out, if he's playing good, they're going to obviously keep him. If they keep him, he's going to be good. Like, there's a lot of people that the Yankees have that as long as they could keep Judge for his whole career. Like, if they could just build around Judge, especially with this young farm system they have, they are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I think that's going to hurt the Yankees this year is just the injuries. Because, I mean, it's not even, opening day yet, and they already have Bader, Rodon. I don't know if Nestor's technically on the IR. I know he was dealing with an injury, and that's why he didn't pitch in a baseball classic. But I just think that's going to be the biggest thing all year is just keeping people healthy, keeping people, pitchers more or less. I mean, it's just going to be tough. I mean, like you were saying, they have a lot of good talent coming up the next couple of years. They have Oswaldo Cabrera, Peraza, Volpe, Dominguez. So I mean, the next 5 years or so, I think they're going to have a really good team, and it also depends on who they can keep through free agencies and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like you said, Dominguez, he's crushing the ball, but he's also only 20 years old. Don't know if you want to bring him up quite yet. In my opinion, I wouldn't, just because of how young he is. But that's not saying that young players couldn't perform well. I mean, you had
Juan
was it?
Soto in the World
Uh,
Series. He's 20
yeah,
years.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't put Juan Soto and Dominguez on the same level.
Oh no, I'm just saying like
Yeah,
because like Soto was 20 and like winning a World Series. Like Dominguez, you have a point when he's 20, but like we've seen people come into the league real early.
no, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like I said before, you just want to get these guys their reps, get their confidence up, let them keep doing what they're doing, and let them figure it out for themselves. I mean, Dominguez, there's nothing really you can change about that. Neither can Volpe. I mean, they're both on a tear, making cases to make opening day roster. But I mean, the only one that I can see making an opening day roster right now is Volpe, like we said.
Going off what you said about how Dominguez is young, like I like that point because we've seen a lot of young players be really good their rookie year and then slump their second year bad. Like we had Will Myers from the Tampa Bay Rays. Will Myers was a rookie of the year at one point. Where the hell is Will Myers at now? He's on the Padres. He's a bench bat. You have Wander Franco. Don't get me wrong. Wander is still a very, very good shortstop. His rookie year batted like a 3-something. This year batted like a 236. Like I feel like that's a good point you made. I feel like Dominguez definitely needs more time in the minor league. He's ripping the ball against these players. Don't get me wrong, but if Dominguez could, he's already so good. But if he could perfect his game even more before he's in the majors, he's going to be a real problem. Especially if your outfield could be Harrison Bader in center. You have Judge and right, and then just throw Dominguez in left. That outfield, in my opinion, could be the best in baseball.
Because I mean, like working off that, that's not just a good defensive outfield. That's also a lot of power bats. Like, not saying Harrison Bader's power bat just like Judge, but he gets hits, he gets clutch hits when you need him, and he's fast as hell. So I mean, those are three good guys to have in your lineup and in your outfield too.
Yeah, I just feel like the Yankees over the next couple years, like obviously, like they have Donaldson, they have IKF. Those are players that I don't see staying there next year. Obviously, I don't see Donaldson or IKF or even Aaron Hicks being a Yankee next year, or even being traded during the trade deadline. Like I don't see any of them being a part of what they want to build. But I'm telling you right now, because I already think that when Rodon comes back, that's the best rotation in the league, no question. Yeah. But if you could just build around Judge you paid the man money. I applaud that. You gave the man what he deserved. You have Jason Dominguez, who has been talked about for literally, I've heard about this kid since I was in 10th grade. Mm-hmm. Like, I've heard about this kid 3-4 years. Like, this kid has been talked about since high school. Like, this kid has been known to be a freak since high school, and he's proven it. So, and Volpe. Like I've only heard of Volpe for a year and a half, but what I've seen and heard about him is insane. So this farm system and these young guys the Yankees have, it's going to be insane to watch. It's going to be crazy. And it sucks. Like I keep saying this, I'm a Mets fan. It absolutely hurts my soul to say this, but the Yankees could be they already have 27 rings. Like they're already the greatest franchise in MLB history. Yeah. But if they could just build around Judge these next couple years, they're going to have like 33. Like, it don't matter. Like, this team could be insane.
That's what I said. Like I said before, I think the Yankees' biggest problem the next few years is to keep everybody healthy. I mean, if you can keep everybody healthy off the IL, I think they're going to have a good chance at making some runs, maybe winning some rings.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, dude. This team could be so good if they pan out. Like, they already signed Judge. Like, they have Rodon for, like, 6 years, right? I believe.
Yeah. 6-162.
And Garrett Cole is there for how long?
I forget what his contract was. I know they paid him a lot though. He's gonna be here
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah. So like you have two dominant pitchers. You have Nestor Cortez. I'm sure you guys will end up giving him something if he could pitch how to the level
If
he
he
pitched
keeps
last
pitching
year.
like he did last
Yeah,
year, he'll get paid.
yeah.
Not
In my
saying
opinion,
he's gonna get another 10-year,
oh yeah,
$200 million contract, but
mm-mm.
they're gonna pay him his fair share.
Yeah. And to be completely honest, as of right now, because I definitely do think with Rodon out, there's a way that you guys don't. I don't think you guys have the best rotation without Rodon, obviously, because you're gonna have Severino, Clark Schmidt, and Domingo Yerman to be the 3-4-5 to start off the year. But once this guy could come back, and if he could come back, because his first spring training outing was the best. A lot of pitchers that are dominant don't have the best spring training outings after their first outing. Like Max Scherzer got hit around, so did Rodon. Dylan Cease got hit around. A lot of pitchers that were dominant last year got hit around at the start of the spring training. I'm not worried about it though. It's spring training. I don't give a shit. But like I said, I don't think without Rodon, you guys definitely still have a top 5 rotation without the guy. But once this guy could get back in here, it's gonna be insane. Because I don't think he's going to really miss that much, right? Only like maybe 1 or 2 starts to start the season.
Probably around there, yeah. But no, I mean, the Yankees, rotation it's not bad. They have younger guys that can come in, eat a couple games, but they have a lot of guys that I wouldn't count on pitching them, consistently throughout the year. I mean, Yerman, I do like him. It's just tough because, I mean, you sign Rodon, one of the biggest names in MLB right now, pitching-wise, to a huge contract. Everybody's excited to see him, and he gets hurt before the season starts. So, it's going to hurt not having him, but I think once he comes back, if he's, 100% again, it's going to be a good season.
Go Mets. On to our next topic. Our thoughts on Team USA, and honestly, after that first game, I was kind of embarrassed, dude. Like, that lineup shouldn't be hidden for the first game. Yonder, I was watching against when they played Canada. Yonder said as a team, their first game, they batted a 167. That lineup should not be batting a 167 in a game. No. You had Trout went 0 for 4, Mookie went 0 for 4. Like, the whole team shape, except Arenado. Arenado did really good. He batted like a 438. He went 3 for 4, I believe, the first game. He was the only guy on the team that wanted to win. But against Canada, dude, that was just a beatdown. That poor 19-year-old kid. That poor 19-year-old kid.
But yeah, that Mexico game, I was looking at, some of the stats after, like, yeah, I mean, USA should not have played that bad, but Mexico really just crushed the ball. Like, Randy Rosarena came up, crushed double. I mean, Joey Menendez, he hit, I think, 2 home runs. Like, you just couldn't stop them. They were just, hitting their stride, and that was it. But yeah, the second game, that was they were making up for that Mexico game. They were crushing the ball. Everybody was hitting well. Like, yeah, I mean, I think they had a chip on their shoulder after that one.
What's pissing me off, dude, is that Mexico pitcher was topping out at 93 miles per hour, and they were just watching it go down the middle. Like, Trout was literally looking at pitches down the middle that he could have sent 500 feet. Like, it was pissing me off. Like, it actually was. But the Canada game, that poor 19-year-old kid, wherever you are, if you're watching this, don't put your head down, man. You had to literally face a dream team. Like, I don't know how he could have done that. If you put me, I would have been shaking. Like,
I've been shitting myself.
Yeah, like if you told me that I would be pitching to a lineup that has Jeff McNeil batting 9th, JT Realmuto batting 8th, Tim Anderson batting 7th, like, I wouldn't even show up. Like, that kid got stomped. Like,
yeah, I mean, but what are you gonna do?
You really
you're put in that situation to represent your country, and then you get absolutely shelled like that. Like, like I said, I feel bad for him, but it's part of baseball. It's part of being a pitcher.
Yeah, but
you're gonna have them outings.
Canada was like the whole Canada team was for the kid. Like Freddie Freeman went up to him. He was like, "Dude, don't put your head down. Like, look at the team we're playing, bro. Like, you can't really do anything else, dude. Like, I'd be happy to even throw a strike against one of them. Like, he threw a strike to Mike Trout. I'd be happy I did that. Like, I don't care. Like, it's just crazy that we're in a pool. Like, we're in Pool C, I believe. Yeah, we're in Pool C. And there's teams like Israel, Colombia, Great Britain. Like, this whole pool has Colombia beat Mexico. Mexico beat USA. Great Britain beat Colombia. Colombia beat I think I said that already. And then we lost to Mexico and we beat Canada. And we beat Great Britain. Like, Pool C, like
it's so weird.
They're putting up a fight. Like, they are putting up a fight. And it's so weird because I'm thinking we're gonna come here and dominate. Like, there's no way teams are gonna be able to touch us. Mexico comes in and just stomps our heads off. Like, it's crazy. But Randy Rose, like how you said, Randy Rosarena, Will Smith's dumbass fist pumping him. He got pissed off because of that. Guy goes 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, a single, and like 4 RBIs. Joey Meneses comes up, hits 2 bombs, and has 5 RBIs by the 4th inning. Like, it's crazy. Like it's all like, it's crazy. It's not only in baseball. Momentum is insane, and Mexico had all the momentum the whole game.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Players. Our next topic is players in the WBC who have stuck out, and I think it's so cool that guy from Nicaragua. Guy is 21 years old, put in a basically impossible situation. You're facing Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, Rafael Devers, who are all 3 of them in the top 20 baseball players in the MLB, and you go out there and strike out all 3 of them. Like, and you get a contract right after. Like, I love seeing that. Like, there's a lot of guys that I've seen in this tournament that have been really good, but just are not in the MLB.
I think that's what I said the one time. I said, World Baseball Classic, you're bringing in guys from all over the world to play. The best baseball players in our country, give or take, but like you said about that guy from Nicaragua, you're bringing in guys, you're putting them on a national or global platform, letting them do their thing, and then you're having the MLB say, "Hey, that guy's pitching real good. Let's talk to this guy," and you have deals maybe getting made out of him, and that's great to see. Because the MLB is not just American players, Dominican players. Like, you're having guys from all over the world playing in the league now, and them guys from out of the country are by far some of the better players, if not the best players in the league.
I saw something else. There's this 21-year-old kid from Japan. His name is Roki Sasaki, and he's throwing 101 consistently. And Yu Darvish said that he has one of the best off speeds he's ever seen, and that's coming from an MLB pitcher. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy how, like, well, it's not really crazy because, like, these Japan pitchers are going to get their contract whenever it's a lot, like, because it's not they can't get a contract every year, I believe, like on free agency. It's like every 3 years, like, they're allowed to reach out players in Japan and offer them something. But dude, if an MLB pitcher is saying that you have one of the nastiest off speeds as a 21-year-old, I think you gotta just be like, wow, like, I could really do this one day. Like, if Yu Darvish is saying this to you, like, you could really, like, be big. There's also a kid from Great Britain I saw. His name is Harry Ford, I think.
Yeah.
He had 2 home runs. Not in both in the same game, but in the game against USA, he had a home run, and the game that they beat Colombia, he hit a home run. Harry Ford is also a prospect for, I don't know what team. I want to say the Pirates, but I'm not 100% sure. But there's a lot of prospects. Sure. There's a lot of prospects who are representing their country too, and it's really cool because obviously they're not gonna have the chance. They don't know when they're gonna have the chance to be called up and play against these guys. Mm-hmm. So they have a chance to, like, really try and show their teams what they could do against these guys. And Harry Ford is hitting home runs against MLB pitchers. Like he hit one against, I want to say Miles McCallis, and then one against Luis Garcia from the Astros for Colombia. So it's not like this guy's hitting home runs off guys that are throwing 89 miles per hour like the rest of the teams. This guy's hitting no home runs off MLB pitchers who are throwing 99 plus, and he honestly did really, really good for Great Britain.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple things or a couple articles and stuff I've seen about. I know the Czech Republic team. They're not like baseball players by any means. They're just regular, ordinary guys in their country. But you had I don't even remember the names, but you had the pitcher for Czech Republic that struck out Shohei Ohtani on a pitch that he didn't throw a pitch over 80 miles an hour, like stuff like that's just cool to see. Like regular everyday guys coming in pitching well, striking out big names like Shohei Ohtani and stuff. Like that's fun. That's so cool to see.
That's so cool. Like the guy's an electrician. Like I saw that what you were talking about. The guy's literally doing people's electricity for them, and he just struck out Shohei Ohtani. Like it's like
arguably the best player in the MLB right now. Like
it's insane. It's so cool. Like and obviously like none of these guys give a shit. Like Shohei was probably like, all right, it don't mean like whatever. He was laughing, I think but the guy's like the guy's probably like on the like he feels like he's on top of the world probably, bro. He just struck out at AL MVP. Like it's just so cool to see. Like I don't know, it's just really cool. I just love watching the WBC. It's so cool. It's just so cool like watching like not like all these Hispanic countries, like when they get a hit, you hear the horns, you hear all the drums. Like it's so cool. Like you're not seeing this in a regular MLB game. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
All right, on to our next topic. We got Team Venezuela, Team DR, and Team PR. And Team Venezuela is out for blood. They are killing it right now. They're 3-0. They just manhandled Nicaragua. They have Acuna, Luis Arias, Anthony Santander has been ripping for them. He hit an absolute nuke against Alcantara their first game. Their lineup is honestly really good. Like they have they're honestly really good, and their pitching. They only really have Martin Lopez and Paul Lopez for the Twins, and then Martin Lopez for the Rangers, I think. Yeah. But dude, that lineup is really good. Like Arias, dude, I see Arias, and he's so into it. Like Arias, like the guy doesn't swing and miss. Every time he swings, he makes contact. It's insane. Like,
yeah, I mean, you look at their team. Like, obviously, there's players on the team that are big name players like Acuna and Altuve and Salvador Perez, but you look at Dominican Republic, you look at Puerto Rico. Those were the lineups and the rotations that you're like, these guys are coming in here and they're gonna dominate because it's the biggest names in the MLB pretty much. So to have Venezuela come up and put a smackdown on Puerto Rico and Dominican, that's fun. You like to see that. Like I'm always gonna root for the underdog. So whatever the underdog teams that come in and put a whooping on someone, I'm gonna love every second of it.
Yeah. Unless it's Mexico versus US.
Yeah.
But Team PR just threw a perfect game in 7 innings. I don't know if you saw that. Kike Hernandez walked it off, and everyone just started dogpiling on. Like the mercy rules, like that's pretty cool, I guess. Like a perfect game in the WBC. Don't get me wrong, Israel's horrible. Like there was guys topping at 89 miles per hour pitching, but like it's cool to see, I guess.
Yeah.
Team DR.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Oh, my bad.
No, I mean, like I said before, it's fun to see these guys come in and they're not playing as I mean, they're still playing competitive, but they're not playing as serious. Like they're not taking it as serious as MLB teams do regular season. But they're still out to win. They're still there to make a name. But like you said, Dominican and Puerto Rico, whenever they get a hit, everybody's flipping out, carrying on, yelling. That's fun. It's a good environment to watch. Makes it entertaining to watch.
Yeah, like it's just like how he keeps saying like this is just so fun to watch. Like everyone's country's getting into it. Like you see so many people from different countries going to Arizona and Florida to watch these games and watch their country play. Like it's just so cool. Not only just because like I'm going back to the Canada situation. That kid was 19 years old, didn't do good at all. But Canada still had his back. Like they were all still for him. They knew what his task was, basically impossible. Like
Hmm.
it's just I don't know. It's just really cool to see all these countries come together, play each other, and like just get so hype. Like Garrett Stubbs hit a game-winning double the other day against uh so I don't know what team it was, but like he got hype on second base. Like it's just like I don't know. Like it's just so fun to watch. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Mm. Well, did you see in the Japan game too when Shohei hit that home run? And the fans were like passing around the baseball. Everybody was taking pictures of it, and they gave it back to the person that caught it. Like, you don't see that shit in the United States.
No,
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 you have grown men like Zach Campbell ripping baseballs out of kids' hands. Like,
yeah,
you don't see that shit in the United States.
yeah. Like I'm telling you right now, if someone caught a baseball from Shohei Ohtani and was passing it around and I got it up, they're not getting that ball back. No, like it's like no. So like how you said, like it's just so fun. Like it's just so cool and just fun to watch. Like oh my god, I love it. It's gonna be so cool to watch like everyone from like how let's say like USA is gonna make it out of Pool C. It's gonna be fun to watch USA play PR. It's gonna be so fun to
Mm,
watch. Let's say DR versus I don't know who else is good. Japan. Like I feel
mm.
like Japan's probably gonna be in the
Japan's
championship. To
4-0
be
right
honest,
now.
yeah, I think they might be in that championship. To be honest.
Well, I saw something else too that Shohei's supposed to pitch either this week, I think this week sometime. And if they make it beyond, he's done because that's going to be too close to spring training. He has to come back and do his regular shit for the MLB. So I mean, they get in the finals. They're not going to have Shohei. Maybe that'll hurt him. Maybe not. Who
They could
knows?
just throw that 21-year-old Roki if he's good to go.
Yeah.
But that's probably all for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching episode 13 of The Baseline. We'll be back next week. Have a good one.
Peace.